Well, hey folks, I'm Garen Carlin, Mosses Creek Outdoors Historical Division, and this is historical field researcher Ricky Hauser. And right here at the present moment, we're standing on the Memphis to Charleston Railway in downtown Pocahontas, Tennessee. The old historical car house is right across the railroad track from us back here, and here's the old building you might recognize right here downtown behind us. Ricky here, he's from the northeastern portion of McNairy County, up between Adamsville and Milledgeville, and we're here in Pocahontas due to researching an old kind of cemetery project that I have done a previous video on in time past, and I've got another field researcher friend that's coming to meet me in downtown Pocahontas, or coming to meet us here in just a few minutes, and we're going to go back over here to an old cemetery and locate an old steel burial vault on top of the ground. So that's what we're going to be doing, and we're just going to continue to wait here along the side of the Memphis to Charleston Railway until Mr. Lee McAlpin gets here. So we'll see you over the next few minutes throughout a few different locations here within the historical field. Alright, we met up with Mr. Lee McAlpin there in downtown Pocahontas. We're headed over here to go to this cemetery. I've been to this cemetery, but Ricky Hauser here ain't never been to the location. We're going to check it out again, see if we can find this steel burial vault on top of the ground. But had an interesting conversation with Mr. Lee McAlpin. Of course, he's been a musician. I reckon the biggest part of his life. He's wrote songs and different music and stuff has been used by a number of professional musicians out there. I know he named off he knew Jerry Lee Lewis. His music was featured on some of the same albums with Loretta Lynn. So had a real interesting conversation with him. But he's going to join us on this outing here on this cemetery. We're going here to see if we can find this vault.
Miss Gladys Brewer was my teacher when I started in Pocahontas. She taught, she taught 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. The school in Pocahontas just went to 8th grade, and then we went to Middleton.
Where's the girl that drowned buried out here?
I figured she'd be buried close to Sam and Lula Talley's grave.
Where's that at?
The tally marker
Over
is about out of seeing range right here. There's a big marker right in there. You can see it.
Big and over there.
Yeah, and there's a.
It's been years
They're just scattered all out through that.
since I've been any further than right here. You know, there's several I can remember when I first came out here, you could walk anywhere you wanted to. And then several people formed a few cleanups, and then they had the storm that come through that just wrecked it. And after that, they just couldn't get enough money to get equipment in and everything.
Kind of amazing to look at out in there, isn't it? There should be one out there got black whale on it. You see it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That girl, Grimes is not here. Or she don't have a tombstone.
The what girl?
The Harry.
Oh.
Not here.
Yeah, they're all behind you out scattered back off out through there. There might possibly be something even behind you that I might have missed before. You can just go right straight down through there and just stay on this little road or whatever it is, I guess. What? Now before when I came down here, I was all back up to the right in these woods where all these markers is at. I didn't actually come down this road. A little further than we are right now. Here's some of the markers right here, right up off the bank of the trail that I looked at before. But just to let y'all viewers know, I will include the video link to Moore Cemetery Part 1 dropped in the description beneath this video. So you can check that Part 1 out if you hadn't watched that. But this is my return. That'll be Part 2, Moore Cemetery. There's a marker right there. There's a tall marker right in here somewhere. And I didn't go no further than it. I don't know where it's at. It's right up in here somewhere. It was a joiner. And that's as far back as I went. Hauser's still back up here, coming down through the thicket up here somewhere. I don't see that tall marker. There was a tall marker right in here about nearly chest high. We may have done past it, but I'm thinking sure I seen that one right there.
Yeah, that's tall.
Oh, okay. Now see, I didn't see that one. Here's a big tall one down here. Here's a big tall monument down here. A what?
I didn't realize this many graves down through here.
I mean, it was amazing when I come down here and looked at it. You know, some of them up there at the front, some of those ain't super old to put it, but it was just amazing to me to look at it, how they're scattered off through the bushes down here, you know. Like that right there, that's a old monument right there, it looks like to me. There's supposed to have been a tall one right in there where you just come from with joiner on it. You didn't? About chest high. I didn't see it. I seen it before.
I knew a William joiner that lived in Pocahontas.
I believe it did have William on it, best I remember. Look straight in front of you right here. Look straight in the front of you right here.
Do you suppose that one sunk in up there?
That's what I was looking at. It looks like a sunken grave right there.
What date? Birth or death on that. There's several graves all through here. They're scattered. They're not real close together.
That's a, what's that say? Little
Laura?
Laura, daughter of G.W. and E.J. Garrett, but no dates.
No date.
What's that little marker say? Infant.
Baby.
And there's,
Daughter also could be that in there, but I don't think it'd be that long.
up above that head marker there, there's either another one or a piece of one there.
It is. They're all kinds, all scattered. I've never seen nothing like that. It's just like the cemetery that's now starting to begin to be built, and it wasn't ever finished. He could buy it off before they could ever do anything with it. Pictures missing. J.A. Wright,
J.A. Wright.
Jr.
What's the date?
I should have brought me a pencil and paper. You could sketch over it like this.
1827 to 1864.
Let's see.
Yeah. 1827 to 1864, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
It's been broke. Somebody set it back up there at one time. What?
It's like something's just been dug up there, and there's no rotten tree here.
You know, I have a hard time figuring out what it is. Even when I'm out metal detecting, I'll run up on spots like that. Looks like it's been done years ago, and I ain't never figured out or heard what it is. Like a big dip's just been taken out of the ground, laid over or something.
You know, the Civil War used to build stuff like that the soldiers did, where they could bunker down, lay the rifles on top.
Shoot, it's so thick and matted up, you can't even hardly get in there to them, can you? And no telling what's on the other side of it over there.
H-I-G-G-S.
H-I-G-G-S. No date?
I think go on the front of it, yeah. There's one.
1891 to 1918.
1880 then.
Oh, 1881 to 1918.
Yeah, she's pretty young. Nellie J., wife of Ernest Newland.
What was her name?
Last name Newland.
Newland.
It's Mr. Ernest, but she's got a headstone there, but what's that doing here? Look here. Shackelford. 1945.
Shackelford. 1871 to 1945. Ernest Newland.
The same team like right there. I don't know if that's been moved.
Here's one. There's two more right here. There's a, I see Annie. Annie.
A lot of children born here.
Annie Jenkins, daughter of T.M. and M.M. Higgs, 1894 to 1912. Who's that?
Hines.
Huh?
Hines.
Hines.
J.B. Hines. 1829, 1903.
1929, or I mean 18 what?
1829.
1829 to 1903. J.D. Hines. Is there some more over in there? Right there's one. Right here's one right in front of you.
Oh man. 1893. Died.
Jenny what? Starts with a B.
Yeah, but what's that last name? Went to Wolf.
Whitworth. 1888 to 1893.
A lot of young before they
That looks like a foot marker.
Yeah.
Right there, it looks like the head marker should have been up here, but I sure don't see it.
W8. Okay. I thought I seen another one over here somewhere.
Look at there, there's two markers right there.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3. There's one over there knocked down. There's 2 more there. Three more there. Like the trail goes up to there. Oh, Lord, look here. Look at picking in there. Look at that. I suppose people spit out. And I'll put that down.
There's a ELLERT. What's that? Ellert? This one right here. Ellert, I guess. 1894. 1894 to 1896.
It's just a baby.
Yeah, it's got a lamb on it. Tatum, Allie Tatum, 1877 looks like.
1808, 1883, 1850 to 1867. Man, what happened to these people? They were old when they died. They were good. Oh, there's no one over here. 1862.
1820 to
She died in
1862.
the war, Civil War.
W.C. Adams.
She could have been killed in this war.
There's an old tall marker laying down.
There's another one right there.
Yep, another one right there.
There's a baby's marker there.
Here's one behind us over here. There's another one past it.
There's other graves here. They don't have too much.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
There's no time. Another page. On 1840 something.
1847.
They call this the Moore Cemetery?
Yep.
I have not yet seen the Moore grave.
There's more on one stone up there right at the gate.
1796 to 1866.
This is a stone, 1796 to 1866. Daughter of a Newland, 1859 to 1860. And that one's looks like 1827. 1845 to 1865. Newland.
Keep that money up, they want to keep me here. No, you're not keeping it. Go away. another stone.
1896, 1915.
That's pretty fancy rock back then, you know?
Yeah, it is. Or yeah, it was back in that time.
Another stone there.
That's a Civil War. That's a Civil War marker right there.
Is it really?
It's got the shield on it.
Come on, boys, form up!
Oh, first. Oh Lord, I need to get this checked out right here.
What is that? J.H.?
J.H. Stone.
J.H. Stone.
I'm gonna do some research on him when I get home.
J.H. Stone. And what's it say at the bottom? First.
First, A-L-A.
First, is it Alabama?
No. First, A-L-A.
First, A-L-A.
Like a dot.
Dot.
Could be Alabama. G-A. Maybe I can take a picture and blow it up. Sometimes it does. Yours ever do that?
What?
Your camera blows from up, when you read them out better?
Yeah. That's what I've mentioned on videos before. There's a lot of stuff you can read it better when you go back and look at the footage. You can see it better than you can actually in person.
You don't say what year this was. Chutney G. J.H. Stone, Chutney C-O-G, that's Chutney G.
There's a Clara Stone Warren, 1871, 1914. There's one laying down in the leaves. There's a, I can't tell what that is, 18, I don't know, almost looks like 1810 or something. There's 1840 to 1909. This big marker here, A.L. Stone, 1877 to 1915. There's another marker right yonder.
Huge one out there.
Susan C. McElroy, 1856 to 1928.
And here's her husband, Franklin. He died in 1914. That was another one of them Woodman Memorial rocks, like right up here. 1911.
Charlie Frank, son of F.L. and S.C. McCullough, 1888 to 1911.
There's the babies there, 1907 to 1908. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
This is a Adelaide. Wife of H.L. Moore. There's a Moore. 1854 to 1928. One inside the fence. And there's two more. Two more the other side of it, looks like. Yep.
Apparently it's older than anything that I ever remembered it would be.
There's no family to take care of it, I guess, no more. It's a dirty shame. I mean, it's so big it would be a lot of history here too. Like, you know, a Civil War soldier been here, and which we know has been here before that, but people been here before the Civil War.
Look right over there.
Yeah, I've seen that. I didn't go over, I saw it fell down, but I'd say we're getting close to the end.
We are still looking for this burial vault and ain't found it yet. Thank goodness we've had trouble finding this thing. Lee says he's found it. You see it? It for certain is. My. The hole still in it.
The wooden top of the wooden casket was about up to right here.
Did you ever find out a name on this one or anything?
I ain't never heard the name. I just heard it was a woman. I think as I heard one time. Wonder how deep it is in the ground. 3 foot.
He said you could see the casket one time. The wooden part, I guess what they later on, I don't know.
You know, folks, what a great mission it was with great friends to be able to look inside this steel burial vault after so many years of hearing about it. I've heard a lot of different stories from a lot of different folks out there from over the years that's been to this vault and has heard stories and tales about it. I was approximately around 8 to 9 years old the first time that I ever heard anything about it. My granddaddy used to work for the Parks and Conservation Department here in Tennessee, and him and some of his co-workers was in the general vicinity back years ago and managed to look in it. So here momentarily, I'm going to let Mr. Lee McAlpin tell his story past history involving this steel burial vault.
But, if you're talking,
But yeah, I'm sure glad we found it. That was kind of the, the main priority or objective for today, of course. But extremely interesting to look up in it. Real flat up the bottom on the inside, and looks like some old pieces or disassembled casket or a coffin or something. But I mean, I have completed, my mission for today, because I mean, this was the main purpose of coming back down here. But it'd just be interesting back years ago, what was there maybe. All right, since we're standing here at the location of this steel burial vault, Mr. Lee McAlpin, he says that he knows a real true story behind this vault involving the history of it. So I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to let you listen to him give his little piece of testimony here involving it.
there's been a lot of stories told about this vault out here. My story is back in 1959, my sister and Ms. Esther Lambert wanted some holly for Christmas. It was about a week and a half before Christmas, and Ms. Lambert had lived out in this area, and she said we could probably find some out here. So we came out here, and we were walking down through here, and we seen this metal vault. And we walked up here and noticed the hole in the end of the vault. And we went back to Pocahontas, and Ms. Lambert, she called the sheriff. And he came over to Pocahontas, and we got into her husband's Jeep and came out here and looked it over. And the story made the Commercial Appeal paper in Memphis. I don't know whether she called or the sheriff called. Anyway, after that, it's when people started coming, looking at this vault. A lot of the older people, when I was a teenager in in Pocahontas, told me that they had heard that it was a lady buried in this vault that had on a lot of diamonds and gold jewelry. And that's a story I always heard. And a couple of men, older men in Pocahontas, told me that she was buried in Moscow, Tennessee first, and then moved out here to Moore Cemetery. I don't know whether that's factual, but it was two of the older men when I was a teenager told me that. The day that we found that the tomb had been broken into, that was in about 1959, and in about 64, I was playing in a brand with Larry Brinkley, and he told me, I was telling him about this, he said, I'd like to see it. So Larry and I came out here, and when we walked up here, there was a leg bone, 4 or 5 pieces of bones laying here, and there was a pine strip laying out here. It's about 4 inches wide and about that thick. And it had a little brass tag about that long, but I didn't look to see what the brass tag was. Anyway, we put that rock back over that hole. And that was the last time I was out here, but I don't know. I would say maybe this is just speculation that some wild animal might have drug some of the bones out. I remember there's a leg bone and part of the arm bone and some more bones. But I don't think an animal would have drug a 6 foot long little sled of pine out. But it's always intrigued me and other people too about this. Why it was buried so far from the other graves. I always thought maybe that the tomb was sealed and it was heavy. And that maybe they just, they had to dig most of the graves then, well, all of them had to be dug by hand with a shovel. And I just figured it was so heavy they put it as close as they could to the road out here. But anyway, today brings a lot of memories back to me. I just appreciate Gary and his friends asking me to come out here with them. I remember another thing, that little board had some fragments of some faded purple, looked like cheesecloth shreds on it. Most of the people that was buried in something like this had a lot of money. So I guess that helped stoke the saying that she was buried with gold and diamonds on. Garen, again, thanks a lot for inviting me to come out here. This brings back an awful lot of memories.
Well, this is a spot that I've been wanting to come back to and do part 2, and of course locate the vault for quite some time now. And you know, it's very, very well, so much a pleasure, you know, to have you and Ricky along to, you know, to have a look and encounter, you know, something like this. Like I say, I'm 40-year-old now, and I've been hearing stories about this vault from all the way back from my granddaddy when he was working for Parks and Conservation, from when I was 8 or 9 years old, I guess, and he was here at one time and looked in it, and that was the first time that I ever heard of it. But quite interesting. I do not know of a exact or even close situation to say like this, you know, a vault being placed just on the top of the ground. But of course that definitely is the big stump right there that I could see in the photo that I got. And of course you go back to the old photo took back around, I think it was 1960s or something like that. Of course that whole tree was standing there. But again, you know, just interesting having you and Ricky along, and you know, I think it's a very interesting thing to get into as far as being like a historical field researcher, and you know, encountering some of these, experiencing some of these times, you know, together afield. And it's just amazing, and you know, things and times to remember. But we have enjoyed this trip, and mission accomplished. Well, folks, we certainly appreciate y'all watching. If you hadn't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. Appreciate it. Your subscription would definitely mean a lot. Also, like the video and drop some kind of interesting comment on what you think about our journey out here today. And it has been so much a pleasure to include Mr. Lee McAlpin and Mr. Ricky Hauser, both historical field researchers along with myself. It's just really good to have them along, you know, on such an outing like this, and share an experience such as this within the historical field out here in the outdoors. And, you know, it's just a great time when you get to be out and be together and, you know, looking around at different things. You just never know what you might see out there. And by the way, to go along with our experience, I encourage you to get out and get interested in some, whatever it might be, within today's great outdoors. So coming to you from Moore Cemetery, near the Hardeman-McNairy County line, Pocahontas, Tennessee, this is Lee McAlpin and Ricky Hauser. I'm Garen Carlin, Mosses Creek Outdoors, and I'll see you.